continues because the Delhi University proposal, the letter that was sent to UGC has immediately struck down that proposal on part of Delhi University, saying UGC is in fact rebutting all the defense that Delhi University has come up with. The first one being that Delhi University needs more time to follow the due procedure to go back to the 3-year course. UGC rebuts DU stance, saying that if the due procedures were not followed while implementing the 4-year course, why then is there time needed to follow procedures to in fact implement the 3-year course and to go back to the 3-year course?
Right, Molly, so importantly, what happens to the admissions now with the UGC strictly asking the DU to start the admissions at the earliest and most of the colleges already in agreement? Is there a possibility of the admissions beginning anytime soon?
Well, unless and until DU really clarifies its stand, issues clear instructions to principals of Delhi University saying that they can go ahead with admissions under the 3-year course, the standoff continues and admissions continue to get stalled. They are on hold at the moment because principals are awaiting clear instructions from Delhi University about going back to the 3-year course, about taking admissions under the 3-year course, because all that Delhi University has really communicated to principals with regard to going back to the 3-year course is forwarding a UGC order. They've not done anything beyond that. So principals say, and in fact Principals Association of Delhi University, when we speak to them, they say that they are awaiting clear instructions from Delhi University as far as admissions are concerned. Till then, students stand confused. Confusion prevails over Delhi University admissions and they are in fact deferred at the moment.
Right, Molly, stay with us as I'll need your reaction on another important story. But right now, certainly lakhs of students left in the lurch as no clarity still on when will the admissions begin at the Delhi University. Right now, shifting focus, it was first an MHA directive on use of Hindi on the social media websites that created quite a stir. And now JNU's announcement that mess forms would be printed only in Hindi has invited strong objection from students' organizations. The mess forms, like most other official forms at the JNU, were previously printed both in Hindi and English. But this year, the hostel authorities informed the students that all the new forms would be printed only in Hindi. The move has invited strong objections from the student organizations at the JNU, a delegation of which met the rector of the university yesterday to discuss the matter. The rector has justified the decision, saying that the change has been made after an advice from a parliamentary delegation that visited JNU a few days ago. Meanwhile, JNU has, huge presence of southern and international students. The students studying in the university are now opposing the move, saying that Hindi cannot be imposed upon them and authorities must not overlook the importance of English in an educational institution.
जो अब हिंदी में पढ़ने कर देने के कारण दिक्कत हो रही है कि जैसे कोई साउथ का लड़का है तो वो कभी हिंदी नहीं पढ़ा, तो उसके लिए बहुत मुश्किल है उसको समझ पाना कि आखिर इसमें क्या है।
ये एकदम स्वाभाविक सी बात है कि वहाँ पे एक मात्र लैंग्वेज जो हिंदी लैंग्वेज को इम्पोज करना जिस तरीके से एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन कर रही है वो कतई एक तो सहूलियत के हिसाब से भी एकदम बिल्कुल गलत है।
Well, the issue has already generated a massive political row with parties exchanging barbs at each other.
While there is no harm in promoting Hindi, which is one of the official languages, but to get caught in this language debate, which really belongs to the 60s and it was buried 6 feet deep then, is extremely unfortunate. And if it comes from the premier university where students from all over the country come to seek admission, I don't understand as to what road are we heading down.
Well, clearly the incident doesn't look like it's part of any design. It seems to me that there was an oversight, and even if it is being claimed that it had any influence on the recent, let us say, the debate about Hindi as a language of national importance, we have to be clear that the promotion of Hindi does not mean the demotion of English.
ये एक यूनिवर्सिटी के भीतर कैसे संभव है कि एक तमिल बोलने वाला छात्र जो अंग्रेजी में सिर्फ आपसे कम्युनिकेट कर सकता है उसको अचानक से आप सिर्फ हिंदी में फॉर्म अवेलेबल करवाएंगे। इस सवाल पर हमारे प्रशासन से बात हुआ, मेरे को ठोस जवाब नहीं मिला है। अगर कुछ दिनों में जब नए एडमिशन होने वाले उससे पहले हमको कोई ठोस जवाब नहीं मिलता है, फॉर्म्स बायलिंगुअली अवेलेबल नहीं किए जाते हैं दोनों भाषाओं में, तो हम लोग एक बड़े डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन में, एक बड़े धरने में जेएनयू के भीतर जाएंगे।
And for more on this story, my colleague Molly Gambhir is with us. Molly, now the hostile forms of the JNU may be printed only in Hindi. This as the university claims that it has been advised to do so by a parliament delegation. Isn't the Modi government clearly and gradually pushing its Hindi agenda?
Well, certainly, and its Hindi agenda is in fact also engulfing universities. The Jawaharlal Nehru University printing its forms in Hindi, in fact, of course, only tells us that it might be caving in to what the Delhi University, to what the government stand really in this regard is. And in fact, we've been learning that the JNU has recently also announced that it will in fact be going back to printing forms in English. Now, that's supposed to be a major flip-flop as far as printing these forms is concerned, because JNU had in fact even earlier on said that it will be printing those forms in Hindi, but it's now in fact going back to its stand, saying that it's retracting from its position and now saying that the forms will in fact be printed in English. Now, it remains to be seen to what extent this really does get implemented, but it seems that JNU is caving into the pressure because at the moment there was strong criticism to its move. It was in fact also opposed by students, and in fact now we are being told that the forms will be printed in English.
Right, Molly, thanks very much for getting us that crucial update. So a big U-turn by the JNU now. The mess forms would now be printed both in Hindi and English. After the students' bodies were up in arms, the JNU seems to have retracted. This is the big news and the first news that NewsX has got you. Right now, shifting focus to the latest in Iraq, where the abduction of 39 Indians in the strife-torn country appears to have taken a turn for the worse, with technical input suggesting that victims' mobile phones were being used by Sunni fighters in the ISIS-held Mosul, and they were being held near a hotel around the city university. On the other hand, the External Affairs Ministry is busy exploring ways to evacuate the stranded Indians from Iraq.
Indian citizens are stranded both within the areas of conflict and those where there are comparatively better situations prevailing. The Ministry of External Affairs of India says that it is ready to help all those people who are outside the conflict zones and want to leave Iraq immediately to move to peace in India. But having said that, there are thousands of them who still continue to be stranded in these very difficult times. And government, according to the sources, is of course trying its level best to ensure that all is done to try and help them to be secured. We're talking about those who have been held hostage and also others to be evacuated immediately to safety to India.
I'm sure about that because, first of all, even if they are not from a country which has a close relationship with, such as the relation between Iraq and India, which has been going like this since over half a decade, I don't think the militants will do harm to these kind of people. They're captives by maybe some default, maybe. But I don't worry a lot. If I was in their position, I don't worry a lot because I'm sure they're not going to do any harm to them.
Meanwhile, the crisis in Iraq has intensified, with government troops launching an airborne assault on the city of Tikrit.
We have now got to know that Syrian Air Force has struck several installations of ISIS, the Sunni militant, along the border of Syria and Iraq, deep into the Iraqi territory. This definitely comes as a major support for Iraq security forces. The government indeed had been asking the United States to initiate airstrikes against these militants, and United States has not obliged Iraq on that. But now we do know that Syrian Air Force has been striking the installations of this ISIS militant outfit at several locations, and we are told that at least 20 to 30 people have been killed in these airstrikes over the last 2 days.
Even as we await the return of Indian nationals who are trapped in Iraq, there are others who are in dire need of help near Dubai. 16 Indian crew members of a cargo ship have been stranded for almost an year aboard an empty vessel anchored off a port here, as they do not have visas and the ship's documents too have expired. Their ship has been anchored 12 miles from Rashid Port in Dubai. The captain of the ship, Anindo Sen Gupta, informs us that the vessel has been in anchorage since July 2013 when it arrived from New Mangalore Airport. The ship belongs to Varun Shipping Company. The challenges before the crew are that first is that they are not able to land in Dubai as they do not have the visas. Secondly, the crew cannot go home as the ship's license too has expired. Now to moving to another big story of the day. Two top leaders of the Congress party, Sonia and Rahul Gandhi, will have to appear in a court in connection with the 1,600 crore scam related to the land grab case. Both Rahul and Sonia have been summoned by a magistrate court in National Herald case. The case was filed by BJP leader Subramanian Swamy an year ago, who has accused the Gandhis of running a fraud company and misusing the government funds. But the Congress party has dismissed all charges, claiming that the case is politically motivated. Speaking to NewsX, the top Congress legal mind, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, says that he is not ruling out any legal counter against Subramanian Swamy.
Before I let you go, Dr. Singhvi, let me ask you one final question. You know, last year when this matter had come up, and correct me if I'm wrong, Rahul Gandhi had said that he was going to sue Subramanian Swamy for defamation. Is that on the cards even now? Is there a step that is being actively considered?
Certainly, no option is being ruled out. No option will be ruled out. All our legal rights are open. This is only the beginning. You have to still see our stand, and you will then see, and certainly what you are saying is not ruled out. It is certainly a concrete, known, cognizable option.
Over to Andhra Pradesh now, where the death toll in the GAIL gas pipeline tragedy has risen to 16. This after an explosion that resulted at the gas pipeline this morning in East Godavari district. The blast took place around 5:30 a.m. and in breaking news that's just coming in, the oil ministry has reacted on this issue. The oil minister, Dharmendra Pradhan, is speaking to us.
लाइन जाती थी, उसमें एक ब्लास्ट हुई है, ब्रस्ट हुई है पाइपलाइन। जो प्राथमिक सूचनाएं हम लोग इकट्ठा कर पाए हैं आंध्र सरकार से, स्थानीय प्रशासन से और हमारी गेल, ओएनजीसी जो संस्थाएं वहां काम पे लगे हैं, उनसे जो जानकारी ले पाए हैं, कुछ लोगों की हताहत की खबर आई है। कुछ लोग गंभीर स्थिति में स्थानीय अमलापुरम हॉस्पिटल में भर्ती हुए हैं। वहां अभी जो हमको हमने उच्च स्तरीय तत्कालिक बैठक बुलाया था, विभाग के सारे प्रमुख अधिकारी और गेल, ओएनजीसी की सीएमडी भी आए थे। अभी सारे गैस इनपुट और आउटपुट पाइप को हमने बंद किया है। वहां आग थमी है, आग अभी वहां नहीं है। ये गंभीर स्थिति है। स्थिति की गंभीरता को ध्यान में रखते हुए विभाग ने एक उच्च स्तरीय जांच समिति बनाई है। विभाग के जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी, हमारी जो सेफ्टी की डायरेक्टरेट है, ओआईएसडी की डायरेक्टर, ईडी, एचपीसीएल, ईडी, ओआईएसडी और एक प्रतिनिधि एनडीए में, हमने गेल और ओएनजीसी दोनों को इस जांच प्रक्रिया से बाहर रखा है। उसकी जांच की काम शुरू होगी और प्राथमिक वहां सारे जो राहत की, रेस्क्यू की जो सारे प्राथमिक काम, घटना घटने के बाद जो प्राथमिक काम, उसी में हम लोग जुटे हैं। जिला प्रशासन भी जुटी है अभी हम माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को सारा विषय का अवगत सुबह से कराया था, अभी भी कराया। प्रधानमंत्री दुख जताए हैं, चिंता प्रकट किए हैं। सारे पक्षों को ध्यान में रखते हुए रिलीफ, रिहेबिलिटेशन, रेस्क्यू, इस सारे काम को हम वहां जाके करेंगे। और इस जो घटना हुई है, घटना के मूल तक जाएंगे, क्यों इस घटना हुई,